Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The two teams are on the floor. Ankeny against Norwalk, a replay of last year when Ankeny won 71-69. Remember that game, Frosty? Ankeny looked like they were going to blow Norwalk out 22-10 at the end of the first quarter. Norwalk outscored them 23-4 in the second quarter, led at halftime 33-26. And to add fuel to those flames of Norwalk maybe wanting to avenge that, Ankeny in turn wants to avenge an 18-point loss to Norwalk at Christmas time.
We're looking at Lieutenant Governor Terry Branstad amongst the people in the crowd here, getting ready for the moment of truth, Jim, the championship game.
And as we said back in the Christmas season, Ankeny's only loss of the year, 92-74, in a game that was even more lopsided than that. And so they would like to come back. Ankeny would like to prove that that isn't true. Norwalk would like to prove that it is indeed the fact that they are the #1 team in the state.
And Jim, when I remember that game, I remember Jackie Myers. He only played 7 minutes of the ball game, but Jackie fired the shot that was heard all around Iowa, as it was the one with 2 seconds on the clock that beat Norwalk.
And the two leading scorers of that game will be back going at each other tonight. They were a sophomore and a junior a year ago. They're a sophomore and a junior. They're a senior and a junior this year. CONNIE YORI for Ankeny got 28 in that game. Brenda Weed of Norwalk got 36 in that game. And of course, right now, it's CONNIE YORI bidding to become the scoring champion of this tournament.
In the background, you hear On Wisconsin. But that's the school song of both of these schools. As a matter of fact, 7 of the Sweet 16 all had that same song this year.
And Norwalk comes in here with a perfect record of 28-0. Ankeny, as we said, their only loss was to Norwalk during the season, Christmas season, holiday tournament out at Urbandale. So they come in here with a record of 27-1. They have looked very, very sharp during state tournament play, beating Davenport Assumption, a good team from eastern Iowa. In fact, a team that returns 5 of its top 6, 84-65. And they went over a good Charles City team, 80-69. And then last night beat Applington, a team we saw in action, losing by 1 point tonight, winning that one 77-69. Norwalk, Frosty, has played all of its games very, very close, winning by 3, 2, and 4 points. And now down to the floor.
Well, it's a replay of last year, folks. The state finals, Ankeny and Norwalk. Let's talk a little bit about the two teams. First, the Ankeny Hawkettes. Ankeny's coached by Dick Rasmussen, a graduate of the University of Northern Iowa. Came to Ankeny in 1972 from South Hamilton. His assistant is Dennis Albertson. This year, the girls, the defending 4A and state champions. They also won the championship in 1978. They were ranked 3rd in 4A this year. They won 27 games while losing but 1. They advanced to this game with an 80-69 win over Charles City in the 4A finals, then beat Applington last night 77-69. Let's welcome the Ankeny Hawkettes. Now let's meet the Norwalk Warriorettes. Norwalk is coached by Jim Kane, a graduate of Drake University, went to Norwalk in 1972. He is assisted by Brent Walker. This year, the girls won the Raccoon River Conference Championship. They are undefeated with 28 straight wins. They're ranked #1 in Class 3A, ranked #1 overall, and they were last year's 3A champions and the runner-up to Ankeny in the state tournament. This year, they won the 3A championship with a 45-43 win over Mediapolis and advanced to this game with a 73-70 win over Lakeview Auburn. Let's welcome the Norwalk Warriorettes.
the championship game between Ankeny and Norwalk right after this.
Looking over this year's cropping plans?
Yeah.
Got everything you'll need? Seed?
Check.
Herbicide?
Check.
Insecticide?
Check.
Fertilizer?
Check.
Soil tests?
Soil tests. Well, no, I didn't.
You carefully select your seed, herbicide, and insecticide, so it only makes sense to use the same care in selecting a fertilizer program to match your field. You may not be putting on enough fertilizer, or you may be putting on too much. A soil test can tell you if you already have enough nutrients in your soil. You may be able to cut back on unnecessary potash or phosphate, and that can save you money.
Save money, huh?
Your cooperative handling Land O'Lakes Felco fertilizer can help you determine your exact fertilizer needs with their Crop Check program.
Well, I know about soil test, but I really don't have the time to test every year.
With Crop Check, you take a soil sample once every 3 years. The Crop Check program was developed with the aid of an independent soil test service. The first year on the program, you'll receive a complete summary with recommendations based on your soil test. At the end of the first year, you tell your cooperative representative what your crop yielded and how much fertilizer you used, plus what you intend to plant next season. This information will be fed into a computer where it, along with previous soil test results, will be used to develop a recommendation for the coming year's fertilizer requirements. The Crop Check program is tailor-made for your crop rotation. With Crop Check, you'll always have accurate, updated records and a field history for your use. Now, how about this year's crop? Are you ready? Herbicide?
Check.
Insecticide?
Check.
Seed?
Check.
Fertilizer?
Check.
Soil tests?
You bet.
Crop Check, to help your crops reach their top yield potential and to help you maximize your profit potential. Land O'Lakes and you, working together, growing together to help face the challenges of the 80s.
Now let's meet the players individually for our championship game. First, let's meet the non-starters. For Ankeny, Lisa Peterson. Chris Thompson. Rachel McClelland. Amy Schreiner. Candy Miller. Lori Trask. Janine Smith. Julie Downs. And Jane Fisk. The assistant coach of Ankeny is Dennis Albertson. Now the non-starters for Norwalk. First, Roxy Perkins. Chris Brogan. Teresa Durbala. Janine Kristowski. Angie Collins. Linda Hayes. Barb Keene. Lori Maudlin. And Dana Genovac. The assistant coach, Brent Walker. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First, the guards. From Ankeny, number 43, Missy Reynolds. From Norwalk, number 52, Lori Hilgeman. From Ankeny, number 51, MARSHA EUBANK. From Norwalk, number 12, Kim Genovac. From Ankeny, number 35, Julie Hastings. From Norwalk, number 22, Julie Burns. the forwards. From Ankeny, number 31, CONNIE YORI. From Norwalk, number 54, Brenda Weed. From Ankeny, number 11, KARLIN Hayes. From Norwalk, number 50, Mary GICOFF. From Ankeny, number 25, KARRIE KNUDSEN. From Norwalk, number 10, Kelly Brogan. The head coach of Ankeny is Dick Rasmussen. And the Norwalk head coach, Jim Kane. The floor officials are Carol Oberman and Don Proctor. Bench official Bob Oldus. Chief timer Andy Sherbo. Assistant timer Nolan Laird. Assistant timer Arnold Espy. And chief scorer Bill Hennessy.
Well, there we are, Jim. The stage is all set, and people to tell you all about it for Land O'Lakes Belco. Here's Jim Zabel.
Thank you very much, Frosty Mitchell. I've looked forward to this. I know that you have. The entire state has. Not to say the Ankeny and Norwalk fans. These two towns, located roughly 15, 18 miles apart. Ankeny on the north edge of Des Moines, Norwalk 5 miles south of the Des Moines Airport, are tremendous rivals. They play in different classes. They met once. Ankeny won the ball, and Norwalk won the ball game by a score, by an 18-point margin. And now we have action in the forecourt for Norwalk, and Kelly Brogan trying the first shot of the ball game. Watch the guard play. Both teams have excellent defenses as well as great offenses. And now Brenda Weed trying the second shot, and she is tied up. So Brenda Weed, number 54, in a jump ball situation with MARSHA EUBANK. Ankeny's top guard. She leads the rebounding in the state coming into this with 26 in 3 games. And who's going to get the ball? In underneath, and Kim, the shot is good for Mary GICOFF, number 50, shoots and scores. And it's Norwalk on in front, 2-0 in the early going. Now let's watch the Ankeny offense working against one of the better guard courts in the state, the Norwalk back people. And there's Carrie with the ball underneath to CONNIE YORI, and she makes it.
Beautiful effort, reverse back English layup.
That's what you see the guys do, and she can make that shot, and she can make about 25 other kinds of shots too. Kelly Brogan, no good. GICOFF tries it, charging foul on GICOFF. GICOFF picks up a charge, first foul of the ball game. Score tied, and let's take a look at this one now on replay.
All right, you'll see the referee, Carol Oberman, was right in perfect position for
there's
the call.
GICOFF.
Backing in.
Right, going
No
straight forward, and a charge called on GICOFF. Now the Ankeny guards moving it out. Missy Reynolds, MARSHA EUBANK, and Julie Hastings.
GICOFF is left-handed as she dribbles. She was moving to her right. I don't think she ever saw that guard.
Underhanded lob. And this gal is the drive shaft to the forward court of this team. KARLIN Hayes over to Yori. Can't do it. Gets one attempt, and Julie Burns, one of the top guards in the state, number 22, one of the top out guards, brings down the rebound to Kelly Brogan underneath the Brenda Weed. She has position, can't get it through. Look at her fight for that shot, and coming down, it's a foul, no question about that, on EUBANK.
Hammer and tongs, Jim. This is a Donnybrook already.
They are going at it, aren't they? So, foul on Norwalk. Picks up 2 fouls. Correction, Ankeny picks up a foul. And right now they're going to get it posted up there. Here's Brenda Weed with it. Weed is short. And who's going to get the rebound? It is really a hard hat area underneath there. Really a mix master.
Hey, looking like roller derby right underneath the bucket.
They are going for the glass hard, and MARSHA EUBANK grabbing the rebound.
So we have a team foul on each ball
Foul
club.
by Weed.
And a tied-up ball game at 2-2.
Now we have the fouls assessed each way here. So it's Ankeny with the basketball. KARLIN Hayes back out to KNUDSEN. Back to KARLIN Hayes. There's the feed underneath to Yori. Bad pass by Yori, but the ball is loose and Hayes couldn't get to it. What do we got here? A foul coming up on Yori. Foul on CONNIE YORI. So with a lot of energy being expended in that floor game, these teams going at each other hard. Only 2 points scored each way. A 2-2 game. Brogan into Weed. Looks over to GICOFF. Passes back again to Kelly Brogan. And travels with the ball.
If there's any superstition out there, Norwalk played Ankeny last year. Norwalk wearing their light uniforms, and Ankeny wore those very same dark uniforms.
Okay, now they work it out. Kelly Brogan's guarding EUBANK now, who stands 6 feet. Brogan is only 5 feet 3 inches tall. KARLIN Hayes, track star and softball star, as is CONNIE YORI, and dishes it out now to KNUDSEN. And KNUDSEN can't do it. Julie Burns with the rebound. Over to GICOFF. And now the fast break to Brogan. Looks over to Weed. Keeps it herself. GICOFF to Brogan.
We're seeing tournament tightness, but this is going to leave in a couple of minutes.
Back again to Brenda Weed, and it leaves right now for Brenda Weed. She picks up her first field goal, and it's Norwalk out in front 4-2.
She's important. She got 36 against Ankeny a year ago tonight in this ball game, but she got 57 earlier this year when they beat Ankeny.
And the Hawkettes now with the basketball in forecourt. Over to CONNIE YORI. Guarded by Hilgeman, a tough guard. And the ball loose again, and here comes Ankeny with it. Lob pass back out again, and Yori fails to make it. An air ball by Yori, really putting the pressure on her, and Julie Burns came up with a rebound, and Burns is fouled. In the backcourt, and both called on KARLIN Hayes.
Both coaches are letting them run. They're going to get these butterflies out by letting them compete, Jim, not calling timeout.
And you're seeing the value of that Norwalk backcourt. Many people feel that have 2 guards that could be or should be all-state in that backcourt out of their 3 guards. Here's Kelly Brogan. GICOFF. Brogan. She's going to take the set shot, and Norwalk pulls away now to a 6-2 lead.
Kelly Brogan is Queen Kelly. She is the tournament queen of this tournament, and she's also the stepdaughter of the coach, Jim Kane.
There's Yori with the basketball. She's got her shot.
Look out.
CONNIE YORI puts through her second field goal, and it's now Norwalk 6 and Ankeny 4.
That's the first shot she's taken with her normal rhythm, with that little bit of a jump.
Well, I'll tell you, the Norwalk guards are doing a good job on her. Here's Weed with it. That's her normal rhythm, but not her normal result of the foul shot, and the foul is called on number 51, underneath to MARSHA EUBANK. That's right. MARSHA EUBANK charged with a foul. So it's going to be Kelly Brogan putting the ball in.
4 team fouls on Ankeny, 2 on Norwalk. You shoot on 5.
This is Weed. And despite the fact long arms around her, got the shot away, but a traveling call on GICOFF. Right. She got the rebound. GICOFF picked it up, called for traveling right away.
That was referee Don Proctor. Boy, he was right there.
And so now out of the backcourt, it'll be the Ankeny guards moving it in.
Jim, you talk about Norwalk's guards, but these Ankeny guards have had a great season also. They're playing without Christy Carl, one of their starters who got injured early in the tournament.
Julie Hastings got it across the line. Yori tried the fast break. Hilgeman blocked her off. Yori with the basketball again. Now, trying it. No good. Yori gets it back again. Having trouble with it. That Norwalk backcourt. Yori finally decides she's going to go for the set shot, takes it and makes it.
And our great camera shot showed Yori at full extension. She is not wearing the knee brace on the left knee that she wore first half last night.
Yeah, she suffered an injury 2 nights ago, but came back from it last night. And here's GICOFF with the ball underneath to Weed. Good. Brenda Weed. The team's now matching goals. Norwalk 8, Ankeny 6.
A shootout now, Jim. Both teams are starting to loosen up.
That's Carrie KNUDSEN over to Yori. Looks to KARLIN Hayes. They try and overplay Hayes. Julie Burns, watch her, number 22. She is quick. Back again to Yori. Let's watch her move now. The shovel shot by Yori. Basket counts. Foul on Julie Burns, number 22.
Ties up the ball game, and Yori has a chance to put Ankeny ahead for the first time.
So CONNIE YORI will now go to the free throw line for the Ankeny Hawkettes. She has a 123 total in 3 games coming in here, 123 points. She got 47, 49, and 32 points respectively in her first 3 games. A 3-point play for Yori. Ankeny in the lead for the first time here, 9-8. And the defense played by the Ankeny forwards, in fact, by both forward courts. Keep an eye on that. It's interesting to see.
Yori could be all-tournament at guard as well as forward. I'm sure she'll be all-tournament at forward.
Here's Brenda Weed with the basketball. It's Brogan with the rebound, and Brogan travels with the ball. Dribbling violation against Brogan.
The double dribble, you get 2 dribbles, but that's all, and she used both hands.
And now Julie Hastings lobs the ball into MARSHA EUBANK. Ankeny with it out of the backcourt. You're allowed unlimited time to get the ball out so long as you make legitimate progress to getting it out, and that's what I'd call progress, to get it across the line. Over to Carrie KNUDSEN and now to Yori. KARLIN Hayes. KARLIN leads the tournament in assists as of right now.
Coach Dick Rasmussen told me she's the catalyst that makes it go.
19 assists, Frosty, so far in the tournament, and right now Carrie KNUDSEN couldn't get the ball through, and it's Norwalk in forecourt. Kelly Brogan. Brenda Weed. Kickoff to Weed, and Weed try to get the ball in. She's fouled by Julie Burns. Let's see. No, underneath it will be a foul on Julie Hastings. Julie Hastings.
Jim, that last time down when MARSHA EUBANK got that rebound, she took over the rebounding leadership of the tournament from Deb Meyer of Lakeview Auburn, who's all done.
And it's 1-1 time, and at the free throw line, Brenda Weed. She's a 72% free thrower. Can't do it. But they get the rebound, and Kickoff has it. Doing a great job on the offensive glass. And there you see Brenda Weed, who come up with her 6th point of the night.
She had 44 last night against Lakeview Auburn.
10-9 is the score with Norwalk out in front.
Season average is 45.
Seesawing back and forth, CONNIE YORI, and there's her famous fall-away jump shot. And Yori putting Ankeny back out in front. She's the tournament scoring leader.
And CONNIE YORI just took over the lead for the whole Derby with 130 points.
Here's Brenda Weed. Back again, and she carried the ball. So it's another dribbling violation, the 3rd on Norwalk so far in this quarter. With 1:43 to go in the first quarter, Ankeny will get it, and a chance to get their biggest lead of the game, 3 points if they score. MARSHA EUBANK going against Kelly Brogan, 6'1" against 5'3", and she's allowed 3-second possession time, and the 3-second violation. Kept the ball too long. You gotta move it in girls basketball.
And you're seeing why it's not only championship basketball, but the championship referees are selected for this kind of action, Jim, and these fellows doing a job.
Kickoff to Brogan, now underneath the Weed. They got the clamp on her. She gets the shot away, and it's not a good one, and Ankeny fights for the rebound. EUBANK takes it over to KARLIN Hayes.
Those kids are such good softball players. They can make that half-court pass.
Jim Kane is on his feet once again, the Norwalk coach, where he is most of the time. He really orchestrates his team. Yori out again to Carrie KNUDSEN. KARLIN Hayes tries to drive down the lane. A charging foul on Hayes as she runs into Burns.
And that's foul 5, Jim. That puts Norwalk on the line.
Let's look at it once again. A charging foul.
Take a look at it.
We're looking at it, and there it is.
It's on the dribbler.
Julie Burns, the victim, and KARLIN Hayes, the perpetrator. And right now, Lori Hilgeman will throw the ball in. She's got to get it in 5 seconds. Okay, they get it in, and Julie Burns back with it again. Janovic is the 3rd guard back there. Whistle. And
Yori came across the center line.
Line violation, so it's going to automatically go now to Norwalk. The Warriorettes have it.
Right foot came right across the equator, and you can't do that.
Weed with the basketball. Back again out of Brogan. Back to Weed, and she has her shot, but can't make it, off balance. Look at her 2nd effort. And let's see now as it comes down. Brogan got the rebound and a foul for pushing off on Brenda Weed. They are going at it hard. A lot of fouls in this one. Ankeny 11, Norwalk 10.
4 team fouls on Norwalk. After this, everybody will be shooting the rest of the first half.
Okay, KARLIN Hayes will throw the ball in. Her father, incidentally, coaches at Lincoln High School of Des Moines, Ankeny's biggest rival during the regular school year.
He was a 3-time NCAA wrestling champion.
Here's Yori. And there goes the ball for CONNIE YORI. She has 13 points for Ankeny. All the points that Ankeny has. 13-10, Ankeny's biggest lead. How valuable is she? Well, the scoreboard tells that tale right now. Kickoff with the basketball. Looking to Weed, all jammed up underneath there. Weed trying to get open, back to Kickoff again. And here's Weed with the basketball, gets it. Brenda Weed. Great battle there between these 2 fine players. 2 fine scorers. Brenda Weed with her 8th point. Ankeny leads 13-12. And they're going to just play the clock down, which are allowed to do here in girls basketball because you retain possession between quarters. 12 seconds on the clock, 11 seconds. Ankeny just looking at that clock. They want to retain possession so they can talk to their coach. Ankeny 13 and Norwalk 12, and there is the end of the first quarter with the score. Ankeny 13, Norwalk 12.
I got some things here in this truck to help you people save some bucks. That's one good reason you can call me Stretch. You see, Land O'Lakes gave me some tools to help you save some fuel, so go ahead. You can call me Stretch. And by the way, here's some books that you can take. When you think of saving, think Land O'Lakes, and I'll be there whenever you need fuel. And if you think being Stretch is funny, remember, I can save you money. I guess that's why you can call me Stretch.
Brenda Weed got 23 points in the fourth quarter. The last time these two. Let's watch Jim Kane.
You either come across and run the straight, or you pop out, whichever, okay? When we go in, make sure that we're running some screens. You may pass to Mary at times. We'll set a screen for her, okay? Just make sure we got all three people in the offense. We're looking for the outside shot, the inside shot, everything. Stay down low on defense, play between them and the center line. You got the 3-second turnover once, you can get it some more time. Make sure you do a good job with it. Make them bring it up to the right. Let's go now.
Norwalk has hit 6 out of 18, 33%. They've been devastating, though, with 10 offensive rebounds so far.
I hope he doesn't ask questions later. I didn't get quite all of that Jim Kane said.
No, he wants to force another turnover on the 3-second, which Kelly Brogan did against EUBANK.
And later, I'm sure we'll be into the huddle at Ankeny to hear what Dick Rasmussen has to tell his kids.
KARLIN Hayes will throw the ball in for the Ankeny Hawkettes. She's going to Yori. That's her bread and butter gal. And here comes Yori. Doesn't take the shot that time. Hayes over to Carrie Knudsen. Hayes to Knudsen. Knudsen's been an in-and-out player shooting-wise in this tournament, but Yori has not been. As you can see why. 15 points for Yori. Ankeny 15 and Norwalk 12.
A year ago, Jim, Ankeny led at the quarter 22-10, but then Ankeny scored only 4 points in the second quarter, and Norwalk led at the half 33-26.
And it remained nip and tuck all the way through. Ankeny winning it by 2. We have the whistle and a foul on Ankeny. Missy Reynolds, number 43. Ankeny 15, Norwalk 12. At the free throw line, it'll be GICOFF.
She's an all-stater in softball, a member of the National Honor Society. You see her giving the psycho-cybernetics a little bit there, a la Bob Hansen.
71.5 free thrower. She averaged close to 21 points a game during the season.
Now, watch her right elbow just before she shoots when we get a good close-up. Gorgeous color work by our production crew here again tonight. Watch the right elbow.
Here's GICOFF. That's right. Just shifting into high gear there. She psychs herself up, and it pays off. For 2 points for Norwalk at the free throw line. Ankeny's lead cut to 1. Norwalk putting pressure on there in the front court.
Connie Yori, I believe, has all 15 of those points for Ankeny.
That's right, she does. And now, once again, they force a turnover on EUBANK 2 times in a row. Both of these forward courts play tremendous defense, and that's been one of the big advances and big changes in girls basketball over the past 10 years or so. GICOFF to Weed, looks to Brogan, back to Weed. Nice offensive play, but the ball won't drop, and EUBANK with a rebound. She gets it out fast, and KARLIN Hayes gets it across the line to Yori. Now Connie Yori with the basketball. She has all 15 of Ankeny's points, and Julie Burns picks up her second foul.
Jim, all 15 points, a great start, but the other night against Charles City, she made her first 12 shots in a row.
Hayes will shoot 1-1.
KARLIN Hayes at the line with a 1-1, as it is 1-1 time at both ends of the court. Here's KARLIN Hayes, 67% free thrower. Interesting thing about Knudsen, who has gone hot and cold in this tournament. Against Charles City, she went 2 for 13, got 5 points. Last night, against Applington, she went 14 for 17 and got 29. KARLIN Hayes makes it a 3-point Ankeny lead at 17-14. Julie Burns with a dribble. Traveling called on Burns, and now Ankeny has a chance to go up by 5.
As to the experts, Mike Henderson, who rated Norwalk #1 all year long, picks them in this ball game. Randy Peterson of the Des Moines Tribune is picking Ankeny.
Carrie Knudsen now back again. Here's Carrie with the basketball. Number 25 to Yori. She fails to do it, and Hilgeman with the rebound.
She's had a lot of those
in the state. Okay, Kelly Brogan, the watch charm forward to GICOFF. To Weed, a good pass underneath, and Weed is good.
Oh, was that pass courageous, though?
Oh, it was, over those tall trees of the Ankeny defense. 10 points now for Brenda Weed.
That was an alley-oop that just barely cleared.
Karlin Hayes to Yori. Look how they're overplaying out there, trying to come up with a piece of that basketball. Now, the give and go pass over to Karlin Hayes, can't convert it. Back to Karlin again, and tries the long-range shot. Right down into the hands of Kim Yankovic. Takes it to the front court now with Brenda Weed in control. GICOFF. She's short. Weed with the rebound. Is she ever domineering out there? GICOFF gets in under, and a foul on GICOFF. 3 fouls on GICOFF. That could be trouble, because we're barely...
All right, we'll take a peek at it here on the replay, Jim, while we wait for the free throw.
3 fouls on EUBANK, I should say. We're taking a look at it. Let's watch it. Yep. She falls right into her.
Yep, 3 on EUBANK.
Falls into Brenda Weed. And Ankeny, if they're short in any area, it's in the guard court, but you got to make the free throws to really capitalize on it. EUBANK tries to get out of the back court with it. A collision, and how's this one going to be called?
On GICOFF.
It's on GICOFF. Could have been either way, and now EUBANK appears to be hurt.
She's limping.
Maybe just a muscle spasm or maybe just a bruise out there. I don't think she wants to leave the ball game, but Dick Rasmussen is looking things over pretty good.
EUBANK trying to walk it off.
he's going to put in a substitute. Here comes Candy Miller. Number 15, Candy Miller comes in. So EUBANK leaves. She also has 3 fouls on her. 1-and-1 time here for GICOFF. Ankeny could see their lead vanish if GICOFF can make 2 free throws.
They did not ask for either the doctor or the nurse for EUBANK, so apparently she's okay.
GICOFF taking your time. Score tied at 17. 5:57 left to go in a thrilling first half.
That right elbow is interesting. Just a habit, apparently.
GICOFF at the line. We have a tie game, and Ankeny with the rebound coming off down there. Candy Miller, who just came in the lineup, replacing EUBANK.
And EUBANK leading the tournament in rebounds is important.
Yori. Karlin Hayes. Back to Yori again. Yori has all of the field goals for Ankeny in this ballgame.
EUBANK was a sophomore. She was a forward. She's only been a guard the last 2 years.
Okay, back to Karlin Hayes. Can't get clear of Julie Burns. She's really been on her. Yori.
Julie was all tournament a year ago.
Karlin. Back again to Yori. Guarded by Hilgeman. Karlin Hayes are having trouble getting that shot, Ankeny.
And the crowd really talking to that Norwalk defense out there.
They sure are. They're encouraging them in every way possible. 5 minutes left to go in the first half, and Ankeny having a struggle getting the shot. Now Yori bent over backwards, doesn't take it. Yori makes her move and does take it and gets around Hilgeman and Janovic to put it through.
Dennis Albertson, the assistant coach at Ankeny, was the guy that stood up and changed the offensive call.
Okay, here's Weed now back out to Brogan. Plenty of time for Brogan, and good. Balanced scoring.
Kelly Jane Brogan, the queen of the tournament.
19 for Ankeny, 19 for Norwalk. Yori. They look over to Knudsen. Carrie Knudsen takes it. Back again. Yori has it. With Knudsen. Janovic guarding her. Yori.
Ankeny playing a lot more deliberate ball game than usual.
Well, I think they're being forced to by the pressure of the defense. They just aren't getting the shots they want. Karlin Hayes to back again to Carrie Knudsen, and now Karlin with the ball going against Burns. They're kind of paired off. They're having their own vendetta. Yori looking over. What should we do?
Well, she looked to assistant coach Albertson again.
She's going to try it herself.
That's it.
That's what Ankeny does. If you can't make it work anywhere else, go to CONNIE YORI.
They're a balanced ball club, Jim, but whenever they're in trouble, you see where they go.
Travels with the ball. Brenda Weed moved her pivot foot, spinning around. Ankeny 21, Norwalk 19. If Ankeny scores now, it'll be their biggest lead. Hastings allowed 5 seconds to get it in, just like the same rule as in boys or college basketball. Over to Yori. Back again now to Knudsen. Karlin Hayes. Yori. constantly glancing over at the bench to Dick Rasmussen. The veteran coach over there had Ankeny here 8 times, or been to the tournament, we should say 8 times. If Ankeny wins tonight, they'll be the first team and first coach ever to get 3 state titles.
And Jim, they would make it 5 in a row for Polk County. It took Polk County 57 years to win one. Now they've won 4 in a row.
All right, Southeast Polk and Ankeny. Right now, here's Lori Yori coming down. Tries to get the rebound, and she does get it away from Julie Burns. What a tremendous performance by Yori. Great hands.
And only a junior.
Here's Yori again. Tries to get the shovel shot away, and she draws the foul on Lori Hilgeman. Ankeny 21, Norwalk 19. And so, Connie Yori, we say Mary Yori because her sister Mary was on the 78 team that won the title for Ankeny, and Ankeny, of course, won it last year by 2 points. So they're going for number 3 tonight. And Hilgeman, picking up her first foul, is out, and coming in is number 20, Lori Maudlin.
Jim, on this 1-and-1, here's a girl, Yori, who's playing in her 68th state tournament basketball or softball game as a junior, and only lost twice.
Connie Yori.
Lost once on a regional basketball tournament as a freshman, and in the fall state softball tournament as a sophomore. Twice in 68.
Talk about a dynasty. They got one going at Ankeny. Ankeny now with its biggest lead, 23-19 on 2 by Yori. And Yori now with 21 for the game. Okay, now it's Kelly Brogan. 5 feet 3 inches of her. Back again. Weed. Underneath the kickoff. Good ball handling by Kickoff.
A left-hander was caught on the right-hand side of the basket.
Right.
She had a tough shot.
She had glue in her hands on that one. Ankeny 23, Norwalk 21, and Yori with the basketball. Karlin Hayes.
We're at 2 minutes and 25 seconds.
Carrie Knudsen rotating around, trying to get the open shot, trying to get the cutter down through, or just relying on Yori, which they've done mainly. Not giving him much to choose between here. Yori. Connie Yori again, looking all the time, looking.
When the ball,
Hayes, the playmaker.
When the ball's on the perimeter, they go man-to-man. Inside, they double team.
And now a foul on Julie Burns, and so she's doing 2 things. Trying to get her shot. Let's take a look at that shot again.
All right, there's Connie Yori. It's going to be number 31.
And going against number 22, Julie Burns. And the foul is on Burns, and Yori at the line.
Connie missed 5 days of school as the tournaments began. She was ill, but had a little injury earlier this week, but she's a competitor.
She certainly is. Ankeny 24, Norwalk 21. Didn't even bother her, really. The second time when she came out after that knee injury the second night. Ankeny 25 and Norwalk 21, and she has 23 of those 25 points.
Our viewers should see where our cameraman had to get that last great shot that you just saw.
Lori Maudlin had the ball that time, and it's intercepted by Ankeny. So the Hawkettes with the ball in front court. And they're looking over at the coaching staff to see what they want them to do. With 1:47 left to play in the half, they may just play the clock down and take the last shot.
Dennis Albertson is the assistant coach, and he's calling the offensive sets.
Okay, now it's Yori with the basketball to Karlin Hayes. 1:35 on the clock.
Norwalk wants to get Hilgeman back in, but they can't when Ankeny has the ball.
Okay, Yori cuts down through now. They bounce pass to her. Look at that angle on that shot, and a little bit too far back. Loose ball picked up by Janovic. Kim Janovic throwing it into front court now, and Brogan has it. So the Ankeny strategy didn't quite pay off. GICOFF to Weed. Weed sees her opening and can't do it. And Ankeny now again has life with the basketball out of the backcourt. Candy Miller. Bullet pass across the line. Miller got the rebound. Yori takes it. Exactly 59 seconds to play. Jim Kane is motioning to his guards as to how he wants them to play, or his forwards rather, I should say. Back out now to Carrie Knudsen, over to Karlin Hayes. Yori going down and getting her shot and getting the angle, and she just went around Janovic and kind of slid down the lane.
We're
Ankeny
witnessing
27, Norwalk 21, and take a good look at Connie Yori. Some people say she's the greatest ever. Well, that encompasses a lot of territory. Great shot that time by Mary GICOFF coming down the lane.
It's just a few minutes till our people will see some of the greatest ever, Jim. The Hall of Fame is coming up at halftime.
Ankeny 27, Norwalk 23. And at the line will be GICOFF, fouled by Reynolds. Missy Reynolds charged with a foul. Well, GICOFF's shot is good. Look at her, get a three-point play here with 33 seconds left to go in the half. There's GICOFF at the line. Three-point play, and we have a three-point game. Ankeny leading 27-24. Gary Knudsen to Yori. 27 seconds left to go in a wild first half. Yori and KARLIN Hayes play catch out in front of the defense.
Between the two of them, Jim, their record is 55-1. That one loss was Ankeny to Norwalk.
Which they would like to avenge tonight. Yori down to the deep right corner.
They want her to take the shot. 5 seconds.
Here's Yori, and it pays off. Connie Yori pops it through. And before they can even put the ball in play in the front court, Connie Yori with 27 of Ankeny's 29 points. The Ankeny team, Ankeny leading 29-24, and we'll be right back with the Hall of Fame awards after this.
Today's farm is a marvel of technological advances and scientific practices. But if agriculture is to keep pace with the world's rapidly growing appetite, more advances are needed in animal nutrition, plant breeding, and cultivation practices. At the Answer Farm, the Land O'Lakes Research Center outside Fort Dodge, Iowa, scientists carry on advanced research and experiments. Land O'Lakes plant breeders continually experiment with new varieties of alfalfa and soybeans. Dr. Drew IVERS, leader of the Land O'Lakes Soybean Development Team.
Our research has progressed very well, and we currently have genetic resources available to develop truly superior soybean varieties. We work year-round here at the Answer Farm and at winter nurseries in Central America and Taiwan, developing new varieties for our upper Midwest farmers. We're confident that in this decade of the 80s, we'll see genetic gains in soybeans, much like we've seen already in the corn industry.
Land O'Lakes continues ongoing nutritional research programs for beef cattle, dairy animals, hogs, and poultry. Answer Farm Animal Nutrition Team Head, Dr. George BARR.
Our major concern in livestock research here at the Answer Farm has to do with improvement of feed utilization for animals. One of the important experiments that we do is working with a fistulated cow to learn more about the body processes and how the body uses these nutrients. We confine animals in environments that are conducive to their health. Another area of interest is livability in baby pigs. We take pigs at less than 1 day of age, place them in cages, and do both nutritional and health research studies with them.
The Answer Farm team also carries on comprehensive research on herbicides, conservation tillage, energy-saving methods, and more. Land O'Lakes and you, working together, growing together to face the challenges of the 80s.
Now for the 1981 Hall of Fame awards, to the floor, Professor of Radio at Drake University, Jim Duncan.
Thank you, George Turner. Tonight, as we present the 1981 Hall of Fame, we present to each of them the emblem trophy, the Vicky, in honor of the Latin word Victoria, for triumph. The escort tonight is the cover girl of this year's tournament, the three-sports star from Burlington High School, DENA Bennett. The year is 1973. A forward from Colfax leads the state in scoring with an average game total of 52 points, one of the highest of all time. In the state tournament, she has one of the highest games of all time, and an opposing coach after that first game called her performance fabulous. She is all tournament, all state. She goes on to North Iowa Junior College, and in her second year there, she leads her team to the runner-up spot in the national tournament. She is All-America Junior College. She is the most valuable player of the national tournament of junior colleges. She received her degree in accounting at Central Washington. She's now an auditor with the San Francisco Office of Travelers Insurance, one of the best offensive rebounders of all time. Now Mrs. Chris Behrens, the fabulous All-America from Colfax, 1973, Marla Shuey. The year is 1975.
a girl who started playing basketball in the 7th grade, has been the state's leading scorer for 2 years. In the state tournament, she hit 71 points, one of the highest games of all time. She's twice All-State, and then she goes on to William Penn College. Twice, she's with the team that goes to the Final Four of the Women's National Tournament. And in her senior year, the team playing in Division II of AIAW, she is named first All-America. The greatest scorer in her college's history, a sociology major. She worked her way all the way through college. Now Mrs. Robert Succo of Maynard, the Hall of Famer for West Central, 1975, the first All-America, Glenda Pope. The year is 1931, 50 years ago. It's the first tournament in the Drake Fieldhouse, and that final night is a night of the season's worst blizzard. The Avoca fans come all through the game as they battle the snowdrifts to get to the Fieldhouse. There are improvised television hookups to both Avoca and Centerville to relay from courtside the results of the game. And there's electricity in the air as the teams battle for every point. In the last second of the game, this lady is on the free throw line with one free throw to tie the ball game and send it into the overtime. She hits the free throw. And in the overtime, it's her interception and her pass to a teammate at the gun for the basket that gives Avoca the state championship. A sports writer calls that final game brilliant. Another remarks that the excitement reached the state of near panic and fans rushed on the floor and police had to restore order. The leading scorer of that tournament, now Mrs. Glenn Strickmatter of Atlantic, first All-State, Hall of Famer from Avoca, 50 years ago, 1931, Della Brahman. The year is 1975, and a forward is completing a career that started when she was a freshman and played in 2 consecutive games in the state tournament that required 5 overtimes. She forced one of those overtimes with 3 free throws in the last moment. And she did that with a broken bone on her shooting finger of the shooting hand. The next year, she exploded with 221 points in the state tournament, the 3rd highest of all time, as she led her team to the state title. She averaged even better than that for 2 games the next year. And then in the senior year, she came to the state tournament again. Women's basketball was catching on all over the nation. And that year she was interviewed by the New York Times, the Philadelphia Inquirer, the Chicago Tribune, and even the Wall Street Journal. She was a marked player in every game, but she led the state tournament in scoring, and she took her team to the final seconds before they dropped the final in an overtime. She was 3 times first all-tournament. She was 6 times first all-state by 2 different rating services. A chemistry major, she led a talented Grandview team in 2 games in the national tournament the next year, eventually graduating from Iowa Wesleyan. Now of Harlan, one of the all-time greats. Over 1 million girls have played this game in Iowa. She is the 2nd greatest scorer of all time, the Hall of Famer from Mediapolis, 1975, Deb Coates. And now with the recipients' turn so they can be seen from the other side. There's your Hall of Fame, 1981.
Well, the cover girl, lovely Dena Bennett from Burlington, Iowa, all-around athlete and scholar. Dena, you're busy.
I sure am. I haven't had much of a break this whole week, but it sure is a lot of fun.
You know, as I followed your college high school career, you were always busy. How many sports do you play?
Oh, I play 3, basketball, softball, and golf.
And you play them well. You're a heck of a shortstop. And in golf, how well did you do?
Well, we did pretty well this last season. We made it to the state tournament for the first time ever, and we even came up winning it, so that was really exciting.
And you're modest. You were the sectional and district medalist, I know.
That's right. That was quite a surprise, too, and I finished 8th at state, which I was really happy with that.
Well, instead of surprised, I understand you were shocked when you found out you were the cover girl.
Well, I had no idea whatsoever. Mr. Gardner came down a couple months ago and photographed me. Our athletic director told me it was for a publicity thing for the high school, so when Mr. Cooley called me last week, I was shocked, to say the least.
Well, Dena, you're also, I know, very active as far as a scholar at your school. They tell me that pre-college courses.
Right, college prep, math and science, basically, and a writing lab course, too.
Have you decided where you want to go and what you want to do with it?
I think the University of Iowa all the way. I'm probably going into medical technology. That's, you know, big in science at Iowa.
Well, golly, at Burlington, I know you've done a whole lot of things. What about the family? Who else is at the Bennett house?
Okay, my parents are Gary Bennett and Ruth Ann Bennett, and my sister Chris, she's 16. She was in the Parade of Champions for me tonight for the golf team.
Well, we noticed that. How about your golf team this year? Can you defend that state title?
I think we'll look to return to state. We returned 3 girls, so I think we're going to be pretty tough again this season.
Dena, this week you've escorted governors, Hall of Famers, First Ladies last night. What's the big thrill?
Well, meeting the governor was quite a thrill, but I have to admit, one of the biggest thrills was meeting Mr. Cooley and the staff from the union. They're just fantastic people.
That lovely lady, Dena Bennett, cover girl 1981. Now let's go back to Jim Sauber.
We pause for a moment to let these stations on the Iowa Girls Basketball Network identify themselves.
Get those cattle out of the feedlot and onto the market fast with Land O'Lakes Felco Beef CRB. Beef CRB turns your corn-based ration into a balanced finishing ration. Beef CRB contains the minerals and salt your cattle normally need, and its easy-to-use 1-pound rate makes mixing faster, easier, and more exact. Send your cattle to market quickly and efficiently with Land O'Lakes Felco Beef CRB.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Like a lot of good pig starters, Land O'Lakes Felco Pig Perk 1540 is nutritious, high in fat too. And like a lot of good pig starters, it comes with useful drug combinations like CSP 250 for respiratory problems and Mecadox Band Mint for continuous worming and swine dysentery control. Of course, all that wouldn't mean a thing if baby pigs didn't eat it, but fortunately for you, they love Pig Perk 1540. Right, gang?
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative.
Save soil today. Save soil today for food tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Tim Klein.
And I'm Sue Toma. Join us for PM Magazine, weeknights at 6:30, here on 13.
Can team basketball defeat the efforts of one particular star? And in the first half, CONNIE YORI with 27 points. She hit 68.5 from the field, 11 out of 16, 27 points. She got all but 2 of her team's points and all of her team's field goals, 11 out of 16. For Norwalk, Brenda Weed with 10, Mary GICOFF with 10, Kelly Brogan with 4. And so there you have it, the balance of Norwalk against the super scoring of the superstar CONNIE YORI with 27 points. Ankeny in the first half hit 55% as a team. Norwalk hit 37% as a team. And certainly the guards deserve the credit for some of the missed shots and some of the pressure that was put on the shooting, but it didn't seem to bother CONNIE YORI. She puts the ball in play. We start the second half, Ankeny leading 29-24, and YORI with the basketball. Ankeny wearing their maroon uniforms, and KARLIN Hayes just trying one right off the bat. Kim Janovic got the rebound, but out of bounds. No, not out of bounds, traveling called. As she tried to rescue the ball, she did travel with it, moved her pivot foot, and so traveling called on GICOFF, and the Ankeny guard court will put it in play. I believe it's going to be Julie Hastings throwing it in from the far side. And Now let's see what we got here. Now they're going to give it to Ankeny in forecourt. Ankeny will get it in forecourt here. Back to Hayes. Karlin Hayes to Carrie Knudsen to Yori. Yori can't get her first shot to drop. Julie Burns has the rebound and now across the line to GICOFF. Ankeny leading 29-24. Weed, a very active moving offense. They move off the ball very well. Weed with position, and that's where she wanted to be. Brenda Weed puts it through for a 12th point. Ankeny 29, Norwalk 26. Ankeny with the ball. The Hawkettes with it.
Jim, something we'll watch about Connie Yori. At the halftime, she had her 152nd point of the tournament. That makes her number 26 best.
Karlin Hayes on a bad pass that time. Janovic came and stole it over to Lori Hilgeman. And so Norwalk really coming out and playing some pressure basketball. Weed underneath to GICOFF. She has position, and they're shooting on the inside. They're getting inside position on those Ankeny guards now. So Ankeny has seen their lead melt down to 1 point from 5. Yori. That can happen in girls ball. Sudden turnabout, as we saw in that first game tonight. Yori with the basketball, and she now goes against Hilgeman and fails to get it. Hits the side of the glass bankboard. Boy, she really was off target on that. Janovic now, the Norwalk Warriorettes with it, and a chance to take the lead. Kelly Brogan. Weed to GICOFF, and there's GICOFF's shot. She just likes to spin in there underneath. Bank it off the glass. All 3 shots will come from the same place, and all of a sudden Norwalk has come out of the dressing room, and are they fired up and ready to go? Timeout is called. Ankeny 29, Norwalk 30.
GO brand soybeans.
Central Minnesota.
They're developed for specific maturity zones around the upper Midwest.
Northern Iowa.
Reason? To give you full season yield potential matched to your zone. Wherever GO brand soybeans are planted, their yields lead the way to higher profits. You'll find the right GO bean for your area at your cooperative.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative. The Norwalk guards are making a lot of things happen, and a tremendous shot from the top of the auditorium. Congratulations to our television crew and to that precarious cameraman up there for shooting that one. Brad Richmond. Thank you, Brad, for giving us that shot.
Jim, that's the bird's eye view. You're giving people the word's eye view, but this one we don't have to make a case for. This ball game is done its own.
Give you a chance to see the tremendous crowd jammed into the auditorium tonight to see what is a tremendous game as of right now, with Norwalk coming from 5 down to take the lead, 30-29, and Ankeny working the ball around. Carrie Knudsen underneath, and a foul call on Julie Burns. Now that could spell trouble if the Norwalk guard court piles them up too deep there in terms of fouls, and Julie Burns picks up number 4, I believe.
We played 2 minutes of the third quarter before either team had a foul.
That is foul number 4 on Julie Burns. Back out to Knudsen, and is it going to drop? Hilgeman got a hand on the rebound. Burns gets the handle, and Norwalk Warriorettes have the ball. A chance to go up by 3. The fast break, Brenda Weed. They decide to shoot it herself out there. Brogan. Back to Brenda Weed again. Now here's GICOFF trying to get that same position, and this time she travels with the ball as the guards, Missy Reynolds in particular, forced her out farther than she wanted to go.
Jim, the pass led her a little bit. I think she came down a little bit out of position and didn't have agility or body control.
Right, didn't have the angle that she wanted to get in on. Here's Missy Reynolds with the ball now, trying to get it out against Brogan, a good defensive forward. Yori. Ankeny can take the lead if they score on this possession. Carrie Knudsen, who's been, as we said, hot and cold in this tournament, going from one shooting extreme to the other. Yori with the basketball, got 29 points last night, got 5 points the night before. Yori with the basketball. Yori's been consistent all the way through. She got 47 points in her regional championship game against Lincoln. Karlin Hayes, the basket's good, and she's fouled. A gutty drive down the middle, and let's look at that one. Foul on Janovic. Here's another Hayes. Look at that move by Hayes. She just came right down the middle that time, and the ruling is that the defensive player, Janovic, did not have position. Hayes a chance now to pull Ankeny up by 2.
So the basket counted, and she was trying for the foul.
Ankeny leads by 2, 32-30. Ankeny forwards trying to get that ball as it goes out of court. Two great girls teams playing. Brenda Wade comes right back and equalizes the score. Their 14th point. Ankeny 32, Norwalk 32. As even as most of the experts predicted the game would be. Yori. Bad pass by Yori. KARLIN Hayes did not break to the outside, stayed on the inside, went right into the hands of Julie Burns, and now Norwalk with another chance to take the lead by 2.
And Jim, the Ankeny guard court is still playing without MARSHA EUBANK, who we saw injured in that second quarter.
Right, we'll try to get a reading on her as to what's happening there, and now looks like 3 seconds.
In the lane.
The 3-second call in the lane. You got to move fast in girls basketball. 3-second possession, 3-second lane occupation.
When I mentioned that Yori has already had the 26th best state tournament ever, she replaced Sandy Feet of Garnavillo from 1953.
Okay, and so now the turnaround as Candy Miller gives up the ball for Ankeny, and Brenda Wade has it. Norwalk. Score tied at 32. GICOFF to Wade. Bad pass out of bounds over the head of Wade. Well, that means that Ankeny now with Julie Hastings will throw it in. MARSHA EUBANK, as Frosty said, still has not made an appearance, injured in the first half.
And, of course, Christy Carlin was hurt in the first game.
That's right. Ankeny was short of guards when they started the season. Here's Missy Reynolds with it. Look at the defense being played by those Norwalk forwards. Yori. Okay, Ankeny with the ball in forecourt now. Carrie Knudsen. KARLIN Hayes. Look at that nice bounce pass by Hayes to Yori. Ankeny, a lot of patience out there. Part of it caused by the fact they're having trouble getting an opening. Now Yori just goes after the shot. She's not making them. Those kind were dropping for her last night. And Hilgeman got the rebound, and now it's Norwalk in forecourt. GICOFF. And GICOFF can't do it. Kelly Brogan, who's going to get the ball? It's loose. They scramble for it. Loose on the court. They're going to jump.
That's about the only call you could make with justice because everybody was battling hard out there.
Okay, it'll be Candy Miller now, number 15, going against GICOFF, and she's given up a couple of inches there. Ankeny 32, Norwalk 32. It seems like we've hung on that score now for about 3 minutes. And GICOFF going up on a foul.
Candy Miller.
Oh, into the lane.
Yes.
Into the circle too fast. That's the ruling.
That's the Ankeny crowd right there that you're looking into.
Violation on the jump ball, and so it's Brogan with it. And the weed in and out. No good. Jump ball. Both teams having trouble finding the hoop to the credit of the other's defense. Okay, now we got the jump ball again. Kelly Brogan at 5'3", going against Missy Reynolds at 5'7". And Missy controls it, but who's going to get the ball now? Another jump ball.
In Kelly Brogan, who is the tournament queen. It's the first time the queen of the tournament has ever played on a Saturday night ball game.
That's right. I think you're quite right. They're usually available to talk and an interview. Okay, now it's Norwalk with the basketball. Brogan to Weed. She has her shot. That time getting in behind Julie Hastings. And now it's Norwalk out in front by 2 points. Ankeny putting some pressure on the inside to Yori. Goes along the baseline against Hilgeman.
Ankeny has now played over 7 minutes without a foul.
KARLIN Hayes and Yori. Look at that shot. She's fouled by Hilgeman. That's foul number 2 on Hilgeman. We'll take a look at that one. On the replay. Here it is on the replay with Yori.
2 great ones. Yori against Hilgeman. Yori in the dark suit makes the move inside.
Couple of All-Staters going against each other there, and Yori now at the free throw line. Connie Yori.
I can't think of anybody Dick Rasmussen would rather send up there.
28 points for Yori. 29 points for Connie Yori, but I believe those are the first 2 of this quarter. The first 2 for Connie Yori of this quarter, and the ball out of bounds. It'll be played in by Ankeny. So now Ankeny has a chance to take the lead as they force the ball out of bounds. KARLIN Hayes to Yori. Forecourt, back to Hayes. Hayes is going to take it, and she makes it. KARLIN Hayes gets her 7th point. Ankeny 36, Norwalk 34. A time for the Ankeny fans to scream with joy.
Yori's free throw moved her up to 25 on the all-time scoring derby, replacing Mona Mossberger of Vinton.
Here's Kelly Brogan. She's going to take it. Rebound, GICOFF. GICOFF forces one up there, and it drops.
How about that one?
kind of bent over backwards that time. She went over the head of Julie Hastings.
Boy, paid off to be left-handed.
And I think they miss MARSHA EUBANK in underneath right now. Ankeny does. Score tied at 36 with 2:13 left to play in the third quarter. Here's Hayes. Look at that shot. It's good. She's fouled. Karlin Hayes driving right down the middle that time. Fouled by Lori Maudlin.
Here's another look.
Karlin Hayes, that's Maudlin, number 20. She forced herself right in there between Maudlin and Janovic. And I believe it's going to be on Maudlin.
She was named a high school All-American for a state championship on a relay team.
It is. Karlin Hayes at the free throw line, and no good. Kim Janovic off with the rebound. Julie Burns now in forecourt to Brenda Weed. Ankeny by 2, 38-36 in a game living up every inch to its advanced billing. Weed. Look at the defense of Ankeny. Desperately trying to stop from getting position, and Brenda Weed finds the nut that she wanted and finds the X on the floor. Now we have a referee on the floor. Proctor on the floor. Don Proctor got knocked down, and the melee so intense is it. Proctor got knocked down, and the action continues. Here's Ankeny with the ball. 38-38 score. Yori up, and it's in. Connie Yori, 31 of Ankeny's 40 points from the arm of Connie Yori.
This game's been tied 9 times. Norwalk has led 6 times, and Ankeny's led 7 times.
Here's Kelly Brogan, and Brogan fails to do it. Look at her protect that rebound as Julie Hastings comes down with it, passes off to Candy Miller, and Candy Miller is fouled by Brogan.
And Ankeny still has not committed a foul in the second half.
Right, Ankeny 40, Norwalk 38, 1:16 to go. You wouldn't care to predict who's going to win this one, would you, right now?
I wouldn't bet the family farm, Jim.
At the line, here's Connie Yori, 31 points already. Make it 32.
I'm enjoying it. They can play all night.
Pressure ball, and we're seeing 2 great basketball teams with some excellent athletes.
Aren't you glad you came?
Okay, Connie Yori, Ankeny by 4, 42-38. And it's Julie Burns, one of the top out guards in the state, to Brogan. You don't have to necessarily be big to be good at girls basketball, as witness Julie Burns and Kelly Brogan, 5'7" and 5'3". Here's Weed underneath, and Brenda Weed can't get it up there. The reason she can't is she's fouled by Julie Hastings.
It took over 7 minutes for Ankeny to commit a foul in the second half of the ball game.
Okay, at the free throw line now, and that's one big advantage that's going to be working in favor of Ankeny. Ankeny with 1 foul, Norwalk with 4. Brenda Weed at the line. That's a 2-shot foul. He's a 72% free thrower. Averaged 41.6 during the season for her team. Rated number 1 in the state of Iowa all season long. You can see the tension mounting on the faces of the players on the bench. Brenda Weed can't get it. Hastings with the rebound for Ankeny. Guarded by Kelly Brogan. And now Hastings almost gets up to that 3-second limit.
Coach Jim Kane.
Reynolds across the line, and Ankeny with the ball, leading by 3. Biggest lead, 6 points in this game.
Kane thought he saw him travel.
Okay, back out in front now. Ankeny working it out, pulling those guards out. Yori, they're playing the clock down.
35 seconds.
Down to 33 seconds. Yori.
A year ago at the third quarter, Norwalk led it 47-46.
That was this is a repeat of that in terms of the closeness and tightness of the score. Down to 19 seconds. Yori with the ball goes against Hilgeman.
You saw the official order the defense to come out and challenge.
Carrie Knudsen back to Yori again, and now over to Karlin Hayes. These girls not only play as a team with each other in basketball, but in track and in, of course, tremendous in softball. And so it'll be Ankeny's ball. There we have it, the end of the third quarter. The score, Ankeny 42, Norwalk 39, and we'll be back with the final quarter of the championship game right after this.
Valor alfalfa out-yields vernal and many other top varieties by a full half-ton average per acre in test after test. What's more, Valor recovers fast, grows well in the fall, and is resistant to wilt. So yield-wise and otherwise, Valor stacks up very well. Talk to your cooperative.
For almost anything you need for farming, see your cooperative. Let's go to Jim Kane in the Norwalk huddle.
Denying the inbound pass. They're crossing on you, Phil. And Kelly Drill is always getting the ball inbound. So what we may have to do, we may have to end up going back or we will switch on the cross, all right?
And now Dick Rasmussen of Ankeny.
Ready, go. Let's go.
Some of the intensity and drama as we come into the final quarter. 8 minutes of basketball, and then it'll be history. Norwalk hit 7 of 11 in the third quarter, 63.6. Ankeny 4 of 9, 44.4. And Yori had her first, I guess, bad quarter for her. She went 1 for 4. Hayes went 3 for 4.
Ankeny 8 minutes away from becoming the first three-time champion in 62 years of history.
In fact, this is only the second or third time the two teams have played back-to-back against each other. And here's Karlin Hayes. Can't do it. Julie Burns got the rebound, but what's going to happen here? A foul is called on Ankeny. Foul on KNUDSEN, on Carrie KNUDSEN.
So they won't be shooting. That's only the second team foul on Ankeny.
Back in 1957 and 58, Garrison and West Central split back-to-back title games. And then Lennox defeated West Bend twice in 38 and 39. The only 2 times previous that two teams have met back-to-back in the state championship game. Brogan with the basketball to Brenda Weed.
West Bend had a different coach each year. Gerald Agard 1 year and Lowell Diddy the second year.
Okay, now it's back to kickoff. Ball tapped from Hastings and a foul on Hastings. And Frosty, you and I both recall when your good friend, our good friend Carol Rugland was over at Montezuma, he came oh so close. So did Mediapolis to winning.
Won 89 ball games in a row, Jim. 2 back-to-back undefeateds. Went all the way to the state finals the third year.
Okay, and nobody, however, no coach, no team has won 3 state championships under the girls' union banner. And now Brenda Weed works for the shot, gets it. 21 points for Brenda Weed. Ankeny leads by 1, 42 to 41.
To the credit of Norwalk, they've only been here twice, but they've made it to Saturday night both times.
Keep your eye on Julie Burns working on Hayes, but Hayes gets position and swings around over the head of Julie Burns, puts it through the hoop. Karlin Hayes taking charge now. Ankeny 44, Norwalk 41. Kelly Brogan over to Brenda Wade. It's Wade on the shot, and she can't get it. And a big rebound for Ankeny. Marsha EUBANK is back in there. She came back in between quarters. And she seems to be playing well, and too much pressure, and Weed called for a foul against EUBANK. Big call on that one.
That's the bonus situation, Jim, because that's 5 fouls on Norwalk. What a weapon Ankeny has right now, because they're 1-1 the rest of the way, and Norwalk is not.
Okay, Norwalk and Ankeny. Hammer and tong out there, and right now, Connie Yori at the free throw line. It's Ankeny 45, Norwalk 41, 6:39 to play. 34 points for Connie Yori. Second shot, Yori makes it 46 to 41. Hilgeman working out now against the Ankeny forwards to Julie Burns. They don't dare miscue now.
Yori just became the 21st best in scoring derby history, tying Jeanette Olson of Everly from 1966.
GICOFF and Brogan playing catch, and now back to Brenda Wade. Here's Brogan with the basketball. Ankeny leading 46-41. Biggest lead, 6 points. Short jump shot there by Brenda Wade, and she has her 23rd point. Ankeny 46, Norwalk 43. 6 minutes to play in this thriller here at the state tournament. Karlin Hayes back to Carrie Knudsen, back to Yori. Guarded by Hilgeman. She's playing off for about 3 feet. Hayes. She and Julie Burns have been wearing each other all season, and Julie Burns up with a steal off of Karlin Hayes, which is a difficult feat to do, and what a job of defense. And underneath now to kickoff. Good! And Norwalk comes storming back. Ankeny 46, Norwalk 45. That was all started by number 22, one of the finest out guards in the state, Julie Burns. He's giving them all fits.
Who's going to be ahead when the buzzer goes off?
Connie Yori against Hilgeman. Flips it back out now. Karlin Hayes. You don't often steal the ball from Hayes, but Burns did. And now a foul on Karlin Hayes as she runs into Burns and gave her a little bit of a jab down there.
So it'll give Norwalk the ball. It's the 4th team foul on Ankeny. one more, and then Norwalk will be at the line also.
Okay, KARLIN Hayes and Julie Burns going at it in their personal vendetta down there, their personal warfare tonight. Inbounding the ball is Brenda Wade, the leading scorer. She averaged about 41.5 points a game during the season. Kelly Brogan. GICOFF to Brogan. She's going to shoot it, and it fails to do it. EUBANK with a rebound. Goes against Wade.
MARSHA Eubanks, who's been chairman of the boards in this tournament, showing how important she is back in there.
Oh, they got to have her in there if they're going to grab the rebounds, because MARSHA EUBANK held the lead in the state tournament with 26 rebounds coming into this game.
Look at that forward court defense.
And now a foul is called on, wait a minute, traveling on EUBANK.
It was defense that forced that.
The defense of the forwards of Norwalk and the defense of the forwards of Ankeny has been something to behold in this tournament.
And the defense could give them the lead.
Okay, Kelly Brogan now back to Wade. Looks over to GICOFF, passes to GICOFF, back underneath to Wade, and it's good. And Norwalk has taken the lead away from Ankeny, 47 to 46, 4:35 to play. Just a minute and a half ago, Ankeny was ahead by 5, and now the Hawkettes want to call a timeout. The score, Norwalk 47, Ankeny 46.
I got some things here in this truck to help you people save some bucks. That's one good reason you can call me Stretch. You see, Land O'Lakes gave me some tools to help you save some fuel, so go ahead. You can call me Stretch. And by the way, here's some books that you can take. When you think of saving, think Land O'Lakes, and I'll be there whenever you need fuel. And if you think being Stretch is funny, remember, I can save you money. I guess that's why you can call me Stretch.
Here's the Ankeny huddle. Let's hear what they're saying.
Dick Rasmussen on the left, Dennis Albertson on the right.
I'll tell you, both of these coaches are better.
We got it, okay? Make him take the outside shot, get it on the board. Let's go. Let's go.
What did he say? He said, make them take the outside shot. In other words, jam up the middle. If they're going to shoot, if they're going to beat us, they got to do it with a perimeter shot. So let's watch if that strategy pays off. KARLIN Hayes will throw the ball in for Ankeny, and it's Carrie KNUDSEN inbounding it. Back to Hayes once again. Ankeny trails by 1. CONNIE YORI forced backwards by Hilgeman. Can't clear for the shot. YORI back over to Hayes, to YORI once again. CONNIE YORI is short, and the rebound, Hilgeman. And Norwalk now in the driver's seat as they can take the lead by 3 points if they score.
Candy Miller is in that guard court.
Okay, and now it's back again over to Brenda Wade. Norwalk sensing something big to happen. Here's Weed. She has her shot. Can't get it. Ankeny gets it back again. Julie Hastings with it. And Candy Miller, number 15, has come back in replacing EUBANK, who apparently is having some knee troubles once again. Okay, back on the Ankeny front court now. Ankeny with the ball to YORI against Hilgeman. Here's KARLIN Hayes. Back again to YORI. YORI dishes it out. Ball tapped out of bounds. A break for YORI on that one.
She didn't have any choice.
Couldn't hold on to it.
She was too far under to try the reverse English layup. There was nobody to pass it to. She got a break.
Yeah, look at those faces there and those hands, almost in a prayerful stance. And I don't blame them. Here's CONNIE YORI with the basketball out in front. KNUDSEN back to YORI again. Ankeny trailing by 1 point. 3:19 to play in this tension-filled game. YORI back to KARLIN Hayes. YORI fakes on the shot. She takes it, and it's good. CONNIE YORI, 37 points.
Ankeny's a great pressure team. They lost the one game to Norwalk, Jim. They were down to South Tama with 12 seconds to play, and YORI hit the bucket to win it by 1 point.
And there's Weed. She has her shot and can't get it. Kelly Brogan can't get it. The ball down and a pushing foul on Weed.
Backing in.
And Jim Kane winces on that. We'll take a look at it on the replay. Here's the second shot by Brogan. Now watch. Number 34.
She backed in.
Backed in. Number 54, rather. Brenda Wade backs in. And so at the line, it's CONNIE YORI. She is up there and in. Connie Yori.
With that, she just became the 20th greatest all-time scoring derby player for a tournament, passing Sylvia Froning of Garrison.
I remember her and Connie Yori. We won't forget her either. 38 points for Yori, but her next shot is rebounded by Janovic. It's no good, and Brenda Weed now has the ball. Kickoff with it. Ankeny 49, Norwalk 47. 2:43 to play in the state tournament champion of champions games, Brenda Weed. Here's Weed. Goes against Hastings to Brogan, back to Weed again, and Weed forces it up there over the head of Julie Hastings. A tie game at 49.
Weed did a great job of getting position that time. Brogan did a great job of getting the ball.
All right, now let's see what Dick Rasmussen's strategy is here. Is he going to play the clock down, and Norwalk guards are going to be all over him trying to come up with his steal. It's a very active guard court. They're not going to sit idly by, I don't think, and let Ankeny crank the clock down. They send a cutter in through, and now Yori has her shot and can't get it. And Julie Burns takes the rebound and a foul on Yori.
And it's the 5th foul on Ankeny, so for the first time in the second half, you'll have Norwalk going to the line.
We thought maybe the strategy might be to play that clock down for another minute or so and then try to get in there.
But, they get the option. They'll take GICOFF.
GICOFF goes to the free throw line. Mary GICOFF, 71% free thrower.
Her specialty, long shots. She's the left-hander.
Always cranks that elbow up, as we pointed out in the first half. Ankeny down by 1.
All-stater in softball. She's also a member of the National Honor Society.
And there's the look down the Ankeny bench. Dick Rasmussen and his assistant, Dennis Albertson. And GICOFF at the line, trying to give Norwalk a 2-point lead. Norwalk leading 51-49 over Ankeny. The Ankeny guards minus EUBANK, and they miss her. Missy Reynolds gets it into forecourt. Now Ankeny wants to talk things over with Dick Rasmussen. We're gonna keep it here, courtesy of our fine sponsors, and take a listen into the huddles and find out what's going on, first of all, in that Ankeny huddle.
Land O'Lakes and Falco.
Get that jump shot, get tied up, all right?
The Norwalk crowd. Now, Norwalk beat Lakeview Auburn last night, but those are the Norwalk or Lakeview Auburn cheerleaders that are over there helping fire up that crowd.
Frosty, I think it's interesting. One reason Norwalk maybe not have been picked by some of the experts, they won their games by 3, 2, and 4 points here at state. They had to struggle, but perhaps they were pointing for this one.
Well, with a minute 56 down by 2, you and I both know who Ankeny wants to take the shot.
And okay, Ankeny with the ball now in forecourt as play-by-play begins. And here's Karlin Hayes. Looks over. A miscue here could be fatal. Yori back out now to Carrie Knudsen.
Norwalk has had the lead 8 times. Ankeny 9 times. It's been tied 10 times.
Here's Hayes. She tries to get her drive in, and she makes it. Ankeny 51, Norwalk 51, a minute 36 to go. Now the same situation applies to Norwalk. They have to score. They don't dare miscue and lose the ball. They may play it down. Let's see what their strategy is. Not to take the shot until they get the cutter in there, get the layup shot, or get the foul.
And, of course, if they had their choice of the shooter, it would probably be Brenda Weed on the field goal, Mary GICOFF at the foul line.
Kelly Brogan with the basketball now. The clock ticking away. It shows a minute and 9 seconds. Score tied at 51. Remember last year, these two teams played a 2-pointer with Ankeny winning it.
There's the dollars
71 to 69. There's Weed. We're down to 57 seconds. And traveling is called on Kelly Brogan. Whoa! Now the pressure shifts exactly opposite. And Ankeny wants a timeout. We're going to keep it here, courtesy of Land O'Lakes and Felco, Ankeny 51, Norwalk 51. Look at that crowd. It's going wild at both ends of the auditorium.
An absolute bedlam, Jim. The kids called that timeout. The bench didn't.
You stay right out on the top. Pass to one girl, pass back, dribble, you know, and that type of thing. All right, now let's get it back now. We're going to work with it. We're going to work with it now.
Got to get it down, all right? Make sure you get the ball in bounds. Make sure you make good pass. Take a little time. That's all right, but get it here. And you really got to work.
Well, the whole season comes down to this.
Look at those faces. They tell their story, don't they?
50.
That tells its story. 51 to 51.
Back on February 16th, Jim, there were 493 teams, and they all wanted to be right here.
Frosty, it's definitely white knuckle time right now. Ankeny 51, Norwalk 51.
So who's the pressure on, Jim, the offense or the defense?
Well, I got to say right now, it's shifted completely around, and I would have to say it's on Norwalk a little bit more than Ankeny. And look at the tension building up there. As we said, white knuckle time, and there you see exactly what we mean. Ankeny will throw it in. Now remember, they've got a couple of reserve guards playing in there now because of injuries. Julie Hastings waits for them break. She throws it across the line, and Yori, wise decision.
The last overtime was 51 to 50. Lakeview Auburn, Mediapolis, 1975.
Now Ankeny is going to play the clock down, apparently. Yori over to Carrie Knudsen and try to get that last shot. If they don't make it, the worst it can be is overtime, assuming they can hold on to the ball against this tough defensive court of Norwalk.
They would take a layup or a backdoor, nothing else.
Down to 32 seconds on the clock. 30 seconds. You can see the clock here right along with us and up there in the corner in the square. They'll take a free throw or two also. Down to 22 seconds. 21, 20, 19. Karlin Hayes and Ankeny wants another timeout. We'll keep it here once again.
After the ball game, of course, some of these kids were going to be mentioning on an all-tournament team, and everybody wants to be sure and watch that trophy presentation.
Right, the drama of this moment. Let's listen in to what Coach Dick Rasmussen has to play. Norwalk 51. Once again, a great E. Wayne Cooley script is unfolding in front of us here.
Fantastic last night and tonight. Those faces tell it all right there.
51 to 51, and look at that face. Okay, Ankeny with the ball now. 16 seconds left to play.
They're trying to double team on Yori.
And now Karlin Hayes with it back again to Carrie Knudsen. Down to 10 seconds.
It was a 2-second
Carrie Knudsen, she wants to hit Yori. She's got it. Up and in, no basket. A foul on Hilgeman.
Last year it was Jackie Meyer with 2 seconds. Now it'll be Yori going to the line, but they're going to call timeout to make her think about it.
Right. Okay, let's take a look now at the situation here, 51 to 51. They're playing it down. There's 8 seconds. Here's Yori coming in. There's the foul.
Hilgeman had one choice, Jim. Foul her or give her the basket.
Because she's going to make that reverse layup. No question about that. And only 6 seconds to play.
Get it on the rebank. If they make both of them, I want you to turn.
I guess the saying is,
swing it, turn, take it out of bounds, throw it down here to the forward court, all right? Okay? So we're going to take the ball out of bounds, make sure that you get it, and let's make sure we're now, she's going to end up missing. She's going to end up missing. What is she going to do? We miss. You better just get off the line, whoever's on the line, and get back.
Well, it's a chess game, just a battle of wits going on out there right now.
And last year, I recall, it took a last-second jump shot by Jackie Meyer to get the job done for Ankeny, 71 to 69. A similar situation developing here, but it may or may not turn out the same.
Norwalk is the only unbeaten team left in Iowa, and they're in a bit of trouble with the great Mary Yori going to the free throw line.
As the old saying goes, it's Ankeny's position now to control its own destiny. Ankeny can control its own destiny on the arm of CONNIE YORI, the junior from a great family of athletes. And now let's watch CONNIE YORI at the free throw line. Can't do it! Hildeman with the rebound. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Wait a minute here. Now, timeout is called. We're going to keep it here.
They're arguing there should be more time on the clock.
Yeah, that's the argument of Jim Kane and his assistant over there, Brent Walker. They're checking it out.
Bob Oldham at the scorer's table is the one they went to appeal to.
As of right now, they're calling 2 seconds on the clock. CONNIE YORI could not get the ball through the hoop.
That's Bill Hennessy on the left. Then in the referee shirt, Bob Oldham. Andy Sherbo is the gentleman with a stopwatch. That's the official scoring group that makes those decisions.
And I don't think they're going to change it. It's 2 seconds on the clock.
All right, Jim, 2 seconds. The clock, though, doesn't start till the inbound person touches the ball. You can do a lot in a half a court with 2 seconds. Ankeny will put pressure on the inbound pass. They might even put their tallest girl on the inbound pass.
And, of course, if Norwalk scores, it'll be the exact reverse of a year ago.
2 seconds was when it happened a year ago.
Norwalk.
Now,
you got either girl to throw it to.
They might have Weed play the ball in and GICOFF take the shot.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. GICOFF averaged 20.8 during the season. Brenda Weed, a 72% free thrower and a 63% shooter from the field. 2 seconds on the clock.
Brogan will break.
And here's the shot by Weed. It's good! Norwalk wins! Norwalk wins! Weed's shot is good!